Welcome back. Now, KwaSizabantu, the CRL Rights Commission recommended an apology to victims after the investigation looking into allegations of the violation of the religious rights of the congregants of the KwaSizabantu Mission Church, which was conducted by the CRLM Commission, following, of course, the media reports and uproar about what was taking place at the church. Various allegations of fraud, sexual harassment, sexual abuse and rape, money laundering, among many others, were, of course, leveled against the church. And to take us through the findings is CRL chairperson, Mr. David Mosoma. Mr. Mosoma, thank you so much for joining us, sir. Do take us through some of your findings very briefly, sir.
Thank you so much for the invitation, and thank you to your viewers. Some of our findings relate to the engagement or investigative hearings that we had with the mission, including the complainants whom we met, and they gave us their complaints with regard to the mission itself. The first thing has to do with issues of employment, because some of them said, well, we are being discriminated, or some we've been dismissed without a payment. And we said that matter should be dealt with by the CCMA. Mm-hmm. And an issue again came up of corruption, money laundering, raping, and so forth and so forth. So we came to the conclusion that these matters are better dealt with by the law enforcement agencies. Mm-hmm. Because as a commission, we do not have the powers to arrest, to prosecute, or even sentence. So in terms of our act, we are allowed, the act in fact empowers us in terms of the cooperative governance to refer matters of this kind to organs of state. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's one of the issues. So there were issues of estates, of assets. Some members alleged that their parents were actually forced to sign leases or will bequeathing the properties of the family to the church. Mm. And we said this matter is better placed to be addressed by the Master of High Court, because these are legal matters. All right. So, yeah. So, all right. So these are a number of issues that are quite pronounced in our findings. So I'm just giving you a summary of some of them.
Look, Mr. Mosona, I mean, while we're there speaking about the powers that the commission does or does not have, I mean, for the longest time since I remember the inception of this commission, the question of the powers you possess have been a debatable topic. What powers exactly does the commission have? Can you recommend for arrest and accountability for those who are found to be guilty?
We don't recommend arrest, but we do recommend investigation, mm-hmm, leading to arrest, prosecution, and sentencing. But that's not our call. We actually talk to the affected parties, and then remember, the parties that is complaining must be present to be able to defend the position that they hold. Us simply recommending would not be enough without the participation of the complainants. Mm. You realize that a number of religious leaders have been arrested, and they are serving, some of them, long sentences. It's not because the CRL actually said sentence them. We actually alerted the law enforcement agencies and also encouraged members who have got these complaints to report to the police stations. Mm-hmm. And where members have difficulties to get support or to get matters registered by the police, then they talk to us. Then we're able to talk to either the provincial commissioner of police, or whatever the case may be, to make sure that the police stations actually open these cases and support the complainants.
Look, Mr. Mosoma, I mean, how has the church reacted to your findings as well as report? I mean, we saw there that basically at this stage, what you as the CRL Commission have so far recommended is that the victims receive an apology. But would an apology be sufficient at this stage pertaining to the trauma that, of course, the victims have suffered?
Two things. One is that the matters that have been raised with us, we are referring to the competent organ of state to take them up. In the event the individuals, the perpetrators, are arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced, then justice will be seen to be done. But we have no call to say arrest, prosecute this particular person. Because what we're dealing with allegations of many, many years that have passed. So our view of apology is actually the position which some of the complainants were agitating for. Even when we spoke to the mission understood its role in terms of forgiveness. But we also say this forgiveness is not, or apology, is not an end in itself. It must lead to a process of reconciliation. Understanding that reconciliation means readmission into the assembly where people actually belong. But for one reason or the other, they were hurt and they moved out of the assembly. So reconciliation speaks to that, because our mandate speaks to peace building, friendship, humanity, tolerance. All of these things are part of social cohesion, which is part of the responsibility that this particular commission is entrusted to do or mandated to do.
All right, Mr. Mosoma, thank you so much for that. That was Mr. David Mosoma, the chairperson of the CRL Commission, talking to us about their report looking into allegations of wide-ranging misconduct at the KwaSizabantu Mission Church.